Chapter 3, the 15 biggest myths in real estate. And by the way, my favorite chapter. Myth number 1, the listing agreement is for 1 year. Says who? Where did that come from? The documents used by real estate agents are boilerplate. They're either created by the board of realtors on the state level or the jurisdictional level, or they're created by the brokerage, okay? Those documents can be amended. The listing agreement is negotiable, and here's what I think is fair. I think you should be able to fire your agent at any time. My listing agreement says with 1 day cancellation, fire me. If you're not happy or you change your mind, then you absolutely should be able to sever the listing agreement. Myth number 2, both sides of the deal. This one really irks me because it's illegal. An agent can only legally represent one party. It's called agency in our business. You can't be prosecution and defense. When an agent says that they get both sides of the deal, well then who the heck are they working for? You need to represent one party faithfully and loyally and have their best interest in mind. Myth number 3, print advertising in newspapers or magazines is effective. Home sellers love seeing their property in magazines and newspapers. I understand it. I love my house and I would love to see pictures of it. But here's the deal, 92% of home buyers are online. You have to fish where the fish are biting. Home buyers are not in newspapers and magazines. Less than 4% of home buyers found the home that they purchased in a magazine or a newspaper. Myth number 4, the seller determines the list price. If you think about it, traditionally a listing agent will come to your house, you do a little bit of a walkthrough, you look at some comparables, and then you determine the list price. Well, you determine the advertised price, okay? The buyer is going to determine the sales price. Sellers do not drive the market. Buyers drive the market. You need to understand where the buyer's perception of value exists in the marketplace. Myth number 5, I have a buyer for your home. Pressure test the truth of that statement, I have a buyer, because let me tell you, it's probably not true. What they're trying to do is have conversations with people in the neighborhood that want to sell their house. And guess what? The minute they get to the table, they say, I don't think this is going to be the right house for my buyer, but let me tell you what I can do for you as a listing agent. Myth number 6, the neighborhood specialist. This one I really love. The agent lives in the neighborhood and positions themselves as a neighborhood expert, a neighborhood specialist. Now, I would just ask the seller, do you hire an attorney based on where they live? Do you hire a doctor based on where they live? The address of the agent simply does not matter. You want to hire a good agent, an agent that sells a lot of houses, that's in flow with the marketplace, knows what they're doing, and can provide accurate and honest counsel to you as a seller. Myth number 7, the number 1 agent. Have you ever noticed in marketing and advertising of real estate agents, everybody's number 1? Well, how is everybody number 1 if there's really only one number 1? The truth of the matter is, there's only one number 1 in your marketplace. That's determined by who sells the most houses. Don't be fooled by all the propaganda about who's number 1. Myth number 8, the 24/7 agent. The 24/7 agent is basically announcing that they don't have control of themselves and they don't have control of their business. Maybe you're emotionally caught up in the transaction. Send an email, send a text message. And by the way, a responsible professional of any kind is going to set some boundaries and tell you what their business hours are. Myth number 9, a comprehensive marketing plan. Marketing 101 says there's 4 Ps, the pricing, the packaging, the product, and the placement. Any agent that's applying for the job of listing your home should be able to clearly explain to you what they're going to do to market your home. Myth 10, it only takes one buyer. You've been rebuffed, you've had showings, or maybe you've had no showings, and you're hanging on to hope that it only takes one buyer. That's true. There's only one person that's going to buy your home, but it's also true that you need to position it from a marketing standpoint to attract the most amount of potential buyers for a home like yours. Myth number 11, agents have an online strategy. If that's in fact true, then I suggest you ask a follow-up question. What is your strategy? A skilled agent should be able to tell you which websites are delivering the most amount of value and the most amount of eyeballs for your property. Myth number 12, agents are tough negotiators and want the best deal for you. Of course they're going to say that, but all agents aren't created equally. And I'm telling you that from experience in selling over 1,000 homes. Some of the things that you want to uncover about somebody's negotiation skills are, what continuing ed classes are you taking to improve your negotiation skills? You got to remember, as a home seller, the net matters, and you need to fight for those last couple of points in the deal. Myth number 13, you won't get your money back on repairs. This one's really frustrating. One of the things that I see is agents are scared to tell somebody that they need to update their kitchens, their baths, take down the wallpaper, paint the house. That cost, I guarantee you, will be cheaper than the cost of a price reduction. Myth 14, agents just know the market. It is a dynamic environment. You need to work with an agent that is a good researcher. It is a fundamental skill. An agent should show up to your home with a significant amount of research to help educate you about what's going on in the marketplace. Myth number 15, list with the brokerage in your area. Let's be honest, a brokerage is just an office with a collection of agents. Ask them to produce a production report for all agents in their office and take a look to see how many of those agents sell less than 10 homes per year.